What if the most beloved player in poker deliberately used unethical tactics to win?
Talking about how it's a misclick and how you meant to make it 9, I think that's a little bit shady.
Tactics that could potentially destroy a player's reputation.
What is going on with Daniel?
In 2013, Daniel Negreanu blurred the line between strategy and deceit in a hand that would threaten to overshadow his entire legacy. Was it a genuine mistake or a deliberate attempt to mislead opponents? To unravel the truth, we need to travel back to 2013 Barcelona. It's day one of the EPT Super High Roller main event, and players just paid the $50,000 entry fee for a shot at winning the prestigious trophy and the $1.2 million first place prize. But the spotlight quickly shifted to Negranu, who was about to make the most questionable play of his career.
Ace-king for Daniel Negreanu.
Oh, apparently someone other than Steve Silverman is allowed to pick up a hand.
Negranu raises. And raises big.
Oops. 29, buddy.
Whoops.
45 even, not 29.
45?
It's so nice.
I meant to put in 9.
I thought it's 29 first too.
That is an 11x raise from Daniel.
And an apparent misclick. Weird.
How much are you playing?
350, so about 4.
Oh man, this could get real ugly for Steve Silverman if he reads Daniel's sheepishness for weakness.
He's got King Jack suited. He's got everyone at the table covered.
Maybe he won't go too crazy though, because it's clear Daniel did want to raise in the first place. He just didn't want to raise that much. This spot is weirder than walking into a room where people have just been talking about you.
All in.
Silverman shoves.
Whoops.
And Negranu calls.
Wow. Did you get me?
No, I have ace king, but
He got you.
okay.
This is the biggest pot of the tournament.
That really was a misclick.
The misclick may have been genuine, but him feeling bad about it definitely isn't.
Negranu's move here falls under what's known as angle shooting, a situation where a player exploits the rules to mislead opponents and gain an advantage. Players do this by using unethical tactics, like pretending to push chips forward to get a reaction.
Makes a check. Oh my gosh, and he slides it in. What in the heck just happened? And Armenian tries to take his rack back.
He's saying that he doesn't put his chips in?
Now he's saying that he's joking and that he doesn't have anything.
Hiding big denomination chips.
All in.
You got me covered?
Yeah, I started with 25.
So you have 25 behind?
Wait, do you have the silver?
Yeah, did you not know?
I did not know. Where were they?
They were right here, but
Were they
I had them the whole time. I should have said something or put them out there. I'm sorry. I obviously wasn't trying to angle you at all.
Or peeking at an opponent's cards. Though not technically illegal in most poker rooms, it's a serious breach of ethics and can destroy a player's reputation, no matter how skilled they are.
Well, it's mainly spades on the flop. 9-6-4. So far, so good for Negranu.
Only 3 cards capable of saving Silverman. Finally got that one in.
Hey! You have clubs, right? Oh, okay, I thought it was spades. All right. So now he needs a queen or a jack?
Correct.
It's running hard. It's dangerous.
Ah, hey.
It's very dangerous against this guy.
He's running through it, huh?
The river is an ace.
I got 4, 38, 5.
Negranu doubles up. He wins a massive pot. He's chip leader once again by a considerable margin.
Misclick, you say? You suspect, Negranu. You suspect.
Negranu's alleged mistake baited Silverman into making a costly decision and sparked controversy in the poker community.
I don't know how Steve Silverman's staying so calm. If this is my tweet, I probably would have called Daniel an exclamation point #:ampersand.
Well, let's head out into the field where a couple of the German high rollers are discussing that hand.
Daniel's on the button and makes it 49k misclick. He says it's a misclick.
But yeah, might be. Seen him misclick a couple of times. And then one tournament, I've seen him misclick
One time in Monaco,
twice.
Even if you think it's a misclick, then it's still the call is better.
Actually, now they mention it, I remember that. Daniel has got previous. He misclicked in Monaco a couple of seasons ago in a hand against Eric Seidel.
As soon as the hand hit the airwaves, debates exploded across forums and social media. Was it an honest mistake from poker's golden boy, or a calculated attempt to manipulate his opponent? For Silverman, there was no doubt. In his mind, Negranu's move wasn't just questionable, it was downright shady.
I'd been winning most of the pots I played versus Daniel. He probably felt like I was running over him. The blinds were 2K, 4K, and it folded to Daniel on the button. Daniel had been opening the button pretty wide.
He had 430K total, and it's just an outrageous bet for this level.
I just decided to shove King Jack suited and try to take down the pot right there. Raising to a larger size than normal and then talking about how it's a misclick and how you meant to make it 9. If that's not actually the case, I think that's a little bit shady.
Silverman may have been certain, but many in the poker community were not, as they found it hard to believe that a well-respected player like Negranu would intentionally use unethical tactics to win. But as more people watched the footage, doubts grew, especially when viewers noticed that Negranu didn't seem particularly remorseful about his mistake, even flashing a smile to his rail as he raked in Silverman's chips.
When someone else misclicks on purpose, it's an angle shoot. When Daniel does it, it's adorable. Okay, Daniel Freitas.
Later that day, the controversy deepened when Negranu seemingly hinted that his so-called misclick might not have been a mistake after all. This left poker commentators puzzled.
You know, it was a misclick, or maybe it wasn't. Inquiring minds want to know.
What is going on with Daniel? It's like they jammed that hair directly into his brain.
But it was his comments in an interview the next day that took everyone by surprise, raising more questions about his intentions.
Well, this hand is a little bit weird. I happen to have ace king. I ended up putting in 1 red and 4 blues, which looks like it could have been 9,000, which would have been what's a standard raise, or it ends up being 45,000. I meant to put in 9. Now the big blind sees what happens here, so he knows, well, my gosh, this could be a spot where Daniel made a big mistake. The question is, did I do it on purpose to trap the big blind, or did I just do what's called a misclick? That really was a misclick. I have no problem with that sort of move. It's all part of the psychology of the game, and you have to guess for yourself whether or not I'm acting or not. It's part of the game.
Negranu appeared to shift his stance completely and doubled down by stating he saw no issue with his actions, claiming it was simply part of the psychological aspect of poker. Poker is indeed a game where deception is part of the strategy, but what he did went beyond that. He exploited his opponent's perception, not through skill, but through manipulation of the rules. And though technically legal, it's still considered angle shooting and is extremely unethical. It turns the game into something less about intelligence and more about trickery. Negranu's questionable remarks seemed as though he was trying to justify his actions. Did he truly believe his actions were ethical, or was he simply trying to save face? Fast forward 8 years later, in 2021, Negranu appeared on the Doug Polk podcast to discuss another angle shooting incident involving Phil Hellmuth. But here's where things get interesting. Listen to what he says in regard to angle shooting.
The issue with angle shooting is it's legal. Okay, the whole point of the whole reason it's called an angle shoot is you're twisting the rules in your benefit, but you're playing within the rules. You're just doing something that's unethical, right?
Daniel clearly states that angle shooting tactics are legal but unethical, contradicting his statements from earlier.
I have no problem with that sort of move. It's all part of the psychology of the game, and you have to guess for yourself whether or not I'm acting or not. It's part of the game.
This apparent contradiction left many in the poker community baffled. But what's your thoughts? Do you think Negranu's misclick error is considered angle shooting? Did he do it intentionally? Or was this just part of the game's mental warfare? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video intriguing, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.